So, good morning, guys. So, let us continue this topic's discussion on this entrepreneurship development and the on entrepreneurship. So, today we are going to see the topic of role of entrepreneurship in economic development. So, let us discuss in this particular topic in detail in the coming slides. Yeah. So these are some of the critical roles where the fundamental role of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is nothing but an activity of creating the entrepreneurs. Plays the role of entrepreneurship in economic development. Now, the first and foremost important role of entrepreneurship in economic development is generation of employment. So when it's very clear today, companies and businesses are born out of entrepreneurs, and they are actually creating a lot of employment. So one more important source of employment generation, I should be very well known, is the government. But today, many developed countries have moved away from the concept of government being a creator of jobs rather than being government being a facilitator of jobs, and that is why there is a lot of entrepreneurs in developed countries. So generation of employment is one of the very important objective, and balanced regional development. So when you talk about balanced regional development, is nothing but the suppose we talk about India, which has got almost 29 states and 5 6 union territories. Now it is not, it is mean by balance means the investments, the factories are across all over the country and not skewed to a particular location. Say, for example, in Mumbai, and not only restricted to metros. So that can be only achieved through providing where entrepreneurs have come across, they mushroom across all over the country. So that is how we can really promote balanced regional development. And improvement in living standards is very simple. So living standards, when you talk about living standard, is actually the ability of a person in terms of moving away from the basic food, home, and shelter into the next level of economic independence. So when he starts owning a bigger house, when he starts owning a bigger car, when he's got more financial independence, so that is all translating into improvement in living standards, and then that definitely in entrepreneurship can bring about. And the economic independence is one more important thing. See, when a person is economic independent, it means he does not depend only on salaries and investment. So for him, primary source of income is going to be from the business. And backward and forward linkages, I will explain you as we go through the slides. And wealth creation and sharing is also a very important role in entrepreneurship. We'll also see in detail what do you mean by really wealth creation, and how can we really share. So generation of employment. Now, as the topic suggests, is generation of employment today is primarily done by private enterprises, and enterprises were born out of entrepreneurs. So that is a key role today. This is the biggest challenge every government today is facing, and the very important solution for this is when a nation is creating a lot of entrepreneurs. So definitely, the generation of employment becomes much more amplified and much more increased, and definitely you can see a lot of jobs generated. So entrepreneurship is the key driving engine behind all this. Second is balanced regional development. I've already talked in the initial slides that it is very important for a nation to have overall well-rounded balanced development and not skewed to particular regions or clusters. So that can only come when we actually promote entrepreneurship across all over the nation, all over the country. So when entrepreneurs is born across all over the countries, they're going to create businesses in a particular locality, and there you will have a lot of employment, and definitely they'll have a lot of development in that particular local area. And improvement in living standard is definitely going to be an outcome when there's a lot of entrepreneurship coming, standards, companies starting over all over the country, and there's a good balance development. Obviously, it should have come through improvement in living standards. So living standard is nothing but when a person moves across the economic value chain, when he actually has got a lot of more disposable income and he's able to afford more, his purchasing power all increases. That definitely entrepreneurship is creating. And economic independence today, for any person, the job is not only the source of income. Today, a lot of people are entrepreneurs because they want to be independent, they want to earn an income on their own, they want to determine their own chart of future career, future action in their lives. So economic independence is definitely a offshoot of entrepreneurship, and when a lot of individuals are not dependent on salary, or not dependent on the government, and they are really independent. Now that is what is a very key indicator for a country in terms of growth and development. So when a lot of individuals are economic independent, it means that the country is on a really a very very good path in terms of economic independence. And backward and forward linkages. I'll clearly explain what is the concept of forward as well as backward linkages. So when you talk about a forward linkage, say for example, when you're starting a shipbuilding, there is a port, there's a private port which has come up in one of the major seas, and that business is for to that business, there's a forward linkage means once the facilities come, that particular any businesses in and around that area, or for that matter any businesses, can use that port and they can transport the goods to customers abroad. So that is a very simple example of a forward linkage. So it creates a link between the current businesses and the next level of customers example. And the backward linkage is once for example, when you plan to build a port, now obviously there will be a lot of activities in the port, like you need to have a lot of the construction industry, the iron and steel industry has to give a lot of raw materials for building the sports. Now, this is a very simple example of a backward and forward linkages, and definitely entrepreneurship creates that particular linkages. And wealth creation and sharing is very simple. Wealth creation is as a business. Once you create an entrepreneurs create through a process of entrepreneurship. When you start companies and as they grow, now actually you are employing a lot of people, and you are raising the living standards, you are creating a lot of income, you are creating wealth. Now which is widely the entrepreneurship, by starting a company itself, there is a wealth creation, and then the wealth is widely shared because of the employees, the suppliers, and a lot of stakeholders involved in the process. So this is one of the obvious benefits of wealth carrying and creating. So thank you very much. So any doubts and clarifications, you can let me know. Thank you very much.